The News and Public Affairs Department at KWED brings to you the Saturday Topic, a weekly discussion of current events. This program is brought to you in part by Bahia Business Solutions. Good morning. I'm Darren Dunn. We have a terrific program for you today. We have another theatrical production coming to the Texas Theater, the beautiful Stephen and Mary Birch Texas Theater in downtown Seguin. It's a great venue and another great performance. You're guaranteed by Pat Hoppe, who's the director of 12 Angry Men, that's scheduled to open up on April 3rd. Let me introduce not only Pat, April 4th. Not only is Pat here this morning, but several members of the cast. Not all 12. We don't have a room big enough for that. Actually, there are 13 people in the show. But juror number 10, Brendan Haygood, is here, along with Greg Winters, who plays juror number 8. Papa Douglas is juror number 4. And Pat's not going to have a production without Papa in it, I think, anymore. Jimmy Jimenez is here. He's juror number 3. And Bob Graff is juror number 8. Folks, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right,
morning.
Pat, let's talk a little bit about this show. The last time I think you were here, we were talking about Still Magnolias.
We were.
It was an all-female cast.
Yes.
So you had to find a show so that the guys could showcase their talent,
Just
right?
to balance it out.
Well, actually, I wasn't looking for an all-male cast, but it was strongly suggested to me that we have a cast with men.
Which part? The men part of the title?
Right. So anyway, 12 Angry Men seemed to be a great show. Lots of men, 13.
Brandon, let's talk a little bit about your character, juror number 10. What's he like?
Oh boy, he's just a prejudice against young people. He just believes that they're all no good hoodlums, and he doesn't care. He's just angry.
So it's not much of a stretch for you.
No,
today.
I hate young people more than anything. Their music, they're lousy.
Need to mention that Brandon is like 18 years old.
Yeah, he's not a very well-evolved person, at least not on the surface. So, juror number 10.
Kids.
Yeah. So, how's that been, playing a guy who's so sort of grouchy?
Well, I tend to be grouchy myself, but it's been a good challenge, because I'm not used to playing roles like this, but I enjoy a good challenge where you have to really develop the character and get a sense of who this character is, and it's been interesting and it's been fun developing this character over time, and I think it's going to be good.
My character, juror number 4, to be a well-educated man. He's well-dressed and possibly may have a business, but the most important thing is that he is a gentleman that wants to stick to facts. And but the thing that really gets him is the behavior. He is at appall at the gentlemen in their behavior. And so it's my job to try to keep this thing going straight, even though we have a foreman, but everyone is looking up to me because I'm bringing out the facts as they're presented. And
look at that suit. And look at that suit.
Yeah. And he just has a real task ahead of him. But eventually he wins everybody over.
Juror number 11 is from Cracovia or possibly someplace else in Europe. He's not really sure. And he has to speak with this accent. Somebody last night said, I think that we're going to have one rehearsal where everybody except you speaks with the accent.
Yes. It was me, my dad, who did that. I mentioned that, yes.
Actually, the juror number 11 is an immigrant, and he actually he doesn't say a whole lot, but he takes a lot of the action in the juror room because he has this picture of how America should be. He has that ingrained in him. He came to this country and he doesn't want to be disappointed. And he lets the other jurors in a semi-nice way know that we can do better as jurors in this country. By comparison to those in Cracovia, where, incidentally, they say that, what is it that is a science?
Kicking.
Oh, yes. Kicking is a science.
Oh, what are we going to do? Listen to the whole history of your country.
Don't have moving.
The challenge for you, Bob, has got to be that you've got to maintain, you may not have a whole lot in the way of lines, but you've got to make sure that accent doesn't come and go.
He's done a good job.
That is true.
No switching to French and then Korean.
See, now that would be entertaining. Just see if the audience can keep up. And just
Wait,
every
which
time it's
country
a
is he
different.
from? I can't
Yeah,
tell.
it was French and now it's German. I'm not sure what that's about.
He actually
That
gets
was-
rubbed the wrong way one time. He lets everybody know about it.
Let's see, Nihama.
12,
You don't know what they just said, do you?
No. 12 Angry Men opens up on April 4th over at the Texas Theater. We're going to tell you more about tickets and all of that stuff in a minute. But could we do a little bit from the show to give people just a little taste of what they can expect during the performance? And do we need to set this up, Pat?
Yes, let's set it up. Jimmy and Greg are going to do a little bit at the end of Act 2, which is also the beginning of Act 3. So this is one of the more violent pieces in the show. So, you ready?
Talim, you come in here with your heart bleeding all over the floor about slum kids and injustice, and you make up these wild stories, and you've got some soft-hearted old ladies listening to you. Well, I'm not. I'm getting real sick of you. What's the matter with you people? This kid is guilty. He's got to burn. We're letting him slip through our fingers.
Our fingers? Are you his executioner?
I'm one of them.
Perhaps you'd like to pull the switch.
For this kid, you bet I'd like to pull the switch.
I'm sorry for you.
Don't start with
What
me.
it must feel like to want to pull the switch.
Shut up.
You're a sadist.
Shut up.
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it. You don't care about the facts. You're a beast. You disgust me.
Shut up. Let me go. I'll kill him. I'll kill you.
You don't really mean you want to kill me, do you?
Wow.
That ends Act 2.
My heart
I
stopped.
think I'll buy a ticket to the show.
Yeah. No kidding.
And then, Brandon, you don't need the script.
No,
I tell you the interesting thing about Brandon was we all were amazed. He knew his lines like the first week.
That's because
that's because I have no life. And I have the time. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do
I
you
was
agree
talking
with
to
that?
Papa before we came in here, and almost every day I'm discovering something else about my character. One of the lines that he says that it's like a light bulb goes off. Yeah, he's equating the kid that's on trial with his kid. He's the angriest man of all, and it's based on his child.
And he's
I don't
full
think
of pain too. He's not just angry. He's hurting.
And I don't think he really realizes it until the end that he's I think it's subconsciously.
Don't give it away.
I'm not spoiling.
Spoiler alert. All right, so Brandon, you're going to do something for us.
Okay.
All right.
At which point do you want me to do the whole?
Just start, and then he can tell you perhaps when he wants you to stop.
Okay.
All right.
I don't understand you people. How can you really believe that this kid is innocent? Look, you know how these people lie, don't you? They lie all the time. I don't have to tell you. They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell you, they don't need any big reason to kill anyone either. They go out, they get drunk, and then bam, someone's lying in the gutter. They don't care. Okay, they're not all bad. I'll admit that. I've met a few that were fairly decent, but they were the exception. The rest of them, it's like they have no feelings. They can do whatever they want to and get away with it. What's going on here? What are you people doing? I'm speaking my piece here, and you better listen to me. Don't you understand? This kid is guilty.
What do you think? I mean, as you learn those lines, and that became, and then you recite them, that becomes who you are at the moment. I mean, what are you hearing from that character? I mean, beyond what he's saying, what are you hearing?
I think he's very sure of himself. He's not really taking into what other people are thinking into consideration, although he's noticing, that they're not really listening to what he's saying, but
they're offended.
Yeah, they're
by what he's
terribly
saying.
offended what he's saying because he's offensive and he's very bigoted. And
Yes, you are.
He is very bigoted.
They never come out and say what nationality or what race the young man on trial is.
Because it doesn't matter.
Right. But it's
Yeah.
it's obvious that based on number 10's rants about them, that it's some ethnicity other than his own.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what's really good about this show, and of course it was written in the 50s, there's not a 4-letter word in it. And you get across every emotion without it, which is a good thing.
Good thing I don't use those words anyway.
That's right. We'd have to teach them all of these guys and see if they
Now I'm
use
trying to
it
look through
correctly.
the entire show, thinking of all words that have 4 letters in it. Trying to prove you wrong.
So is this as it was written in the 1950s? Have there been any changes as far as you know?
Brandon, we were just talking about that on the way over here. It was written as a television show, and then it was somebody readapted it as the stage play. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little different.
Okay.
Not the story's basically the same.
Yeah.
And it's a great, great play.
Would you like for me to tell you who else is in the play?
I think that's a terrific idea.
All right. Our foreman is Greg Dockery, who is not from Seguin. Juror number 2 is Greg Ander. Juror 3 is Jimmy Jimenez, whom we've heard, and 4 is Papa Douglas. Juror 5 is Ian Fowler from New Braunfels. Juror 6 is B.J. Jeffers. Juror 7 is Mike Nash from New Braunfels. Juror 8 is Greg Winters. Juror 9 is Dennis Martin. 10 is Brandon Haygood. Juror 11 is Bob Graff, whom we've heard too. Juror 12 is Brandon's father, Rusty Haygood. And then we have a guard, and that's David Stick Driggers.
Some of those names are names that will be familiar to people here. You mentioned there's some from out of town. Are they all veterans to the stage at this point?
No, absolutely not. There are 4 people who are new to the stage in this,
Really?
in this show.
I had to convince my dad to agree
Right,
to it.
right. Yeah, we have 4 who have never been on stage before, and they're loving it.
All right, so get your tickets now to see 12 Angry Men. Are you going to let the men and women actually perform together again, Pat, or are we going to keep finding gender-specific
I think so.
shows?
I think we'll come up with a mixed group next
It
time.
smells a lot better when you get women instead of 12 guys in a jury room.
Well, I'm glad Pat's here now to kind of counterbalance the smell in the room. I'm so excited about this show. This is a terrific thing, and I really do. I will. I really will. I hope folks will come out. The champagne reception sounds like a wonderful thing to do as well. So, folks, come out and see 12 Angry Men. You only got 4 days in which to do that, either the 4th, 5th, 6th, or the 7th. So check that out and get your tickets now. Thank you so much. Good luck to you.
Thank
Break
you.
a leg.
Thank you
We
for having us.
are so looking forward to this, and we'll see you up on the stage. And I want to say thank you to Pat Hoppy, who's the director from the show. Brandon Haygood is juror 10. Greg Winters is juror number 8. Hugh Papa Douglas will take on the role of juror 4. Juror 3 is Jimmy Jimenez, and Bob Graff, juror number 11. Thanks for coming in this morning. Make sure you join us next week on the Saturday Topic program. Until then, I'm Darren Dunn. Be well.